Where many are getting the heck out of Dodge for the holidays. Many more getting set to travel, and we're bringing you an early version of the newscast today so you can take us on the road. Just no driving and watching, okay? A gas leak in Jonesboro happening a short time ago. Breaking news to bring you in just a few, and where Jonesboro police are telling you to avoid right now. Some apartments were discussed to potentially be brought into the city of Jonesboro last night, but after a vote by the Jonesboro City Council, no way. We'll tell you where they would have been and the votes that happened. Plus Thanksgiving weather and events for this week, and some local kids are getting an opportunity to go shopping with some local police officers. We've got an in-studio interview to talk all about it next on NEA Report. Here we go.
This is breaking news on NEA Report. Now, Stan Morris reporting.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Coming at you right now with some breaking news to start the show out. And the Jonesboro Fire Department responding this morning to a reported gas leak in Jonesboro, and residents encouraged to avoid the area. This is reported at 1412 Mays Road. This is in North Jonesboro that we're talking about here. The report is, according to 911 dispatch, who sent the tweet out that you're looking at right there, that a truck ruptured this natural gas line. The story that we're getting is that authorities are suggesting you avoid the area, but we don't really know a whole lot else about it. We're kind of following this story to watch for updates, and hopefully nothing serious will come of this today. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us today. We're so very glad to have you in. An early version of the newscast, as so many people are kind of getting ready to go on the holidays, or maybe they're already on the roads. Not as many people at work this week, and generally speaking, people just ready to either drive out or veg out. Whichever one it is for you, we're here for you a little bit early today. So if you are in the car, you can take us with you, but just no watching while driving. Please obey all the laws on the road for digital communications and your phone, and just be safe. We're seeing a lot of wrecks out there for this time of the year already. So let's get you started on some news. And first up, it happened last night at the Jonesboro City Council meeting. 2 rezoning requests for rezoning to what would have been multi-unit or multi-family units were denied. One of those was at 1110 Loberg Lane. It was unanimously denied in a vote last night by the Jonesboro City Council. And then another multifamily rezoning request at 1106 East Johnson Avenue was denied. That was a request to hopefully, at least by the owners, change the Wolf Den Pawn Shop into 6 or 8 apartments. Neither of those passed, as we mentioned. A unanimous vote against the first one, all but one voting against the second one. So that is a big decision last night by the City Council. If you haven't stepped out of the house yet today, then you probably don't realize how cold it is out. It's actually much colder today than it's expected to be over the next few days, and than it has been over the past several days. So if you're going somewhere today, make sure to at least wear a halfway warm jacket, or maybe even bundle up a little bit more. Bundle up, as my grandma used to tell me. Look at the forecast. Here it is from New Wave Wireless, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Today, we're looking at sunny skies, that high only around 46, 31 for the low later on tonight. For your Thanksgiving, it looks like it's going to be a sunny day with a high around 54, the low down to 35 for your Thursday night. Then on Friday, we're looking for sunny day as well. Just another sunny day in the forecast. This could work, you know. A high near 60. And winds could be up to 15 miles per hour. And I mention that because it's Black Friday, so that probably means you want to wear something that can handle the cold and the wind if you're going out early Friday morning. Friday night, partly cloudy and a low around 42. Mostly sunny Saturday morning with a high near 61. Saturday night, it'll clear up completely with a low around 36. For your Sunday, a sunny day with a high near 56, and clear Sunday night with a low down to about 35. But the things to watch for in the forecast, the most important points to watch for are, of course, today, cold. Tomorrow, cold, but it's Thanksgiving, so it doesn't matter. Eat a whole bunch. And then on Friday, if you decide to do the Black Friday thing, the winds will be just a little bit more, and it's going to be chilly, so be sure you dress accordingly. So many folks will be traveling for the holiday season, and with those travels come the increased risk. If you're out on the roads and you're driving, we want you to be extra safe. We also want you to buckle up, because not only could it save your life, it might save you on a ticket too. Police agencies across the area, really across America, are participating in Click It or Ticket right now. Their goal is to get you to buckle up, as those involved in fatal wrecks, 50% of those did not have seatbelts, statistics have shown, and those are on the website if you want to find those statistics. Percentages of wrecks increased dramatically during the holidays, especially this time of the year. Sadly, we learned that last weekend that this is a particularly dangerous time of the year, as we had a number of fatal wrecks in NEA. At least one of those who was killed in a fatal wreck was a follower of NEA Report. If you're out and about, if you're driving somewhere this holiday season, please be safe. Please buckle up. Please pay attention. No texting while driving, and always make sure your attention is on the road. And if you have to, just pull over and ask for directions. Arkansas is a pretty nice place. There's a whole lot of holiday events that are planned, including one tomorrow, a Thanksgiving event in Jonesboro. So you don't have to eat alone, and you don't have to spend the day alone, and you don't have to spend the day hungry either. Let's tell you some of the stuff that's going to be taking place. First up, let's talk about that event tomorrow, the Jonesboro Community Thanksgiving Meal. It's going to begin serving at 10:30 a.m. for the hungry, the homeless, and the lonely. And a full free meal is available at no cost to you. If you want to find out more about this, if you head to neareport.com, you can get all the numbers that you need, but we just want to let you know that you actually have to get your order in before noon today at the number 932-7479. If you've got a call tomorrow for home delivery, there's a number, call 336-0555 from 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. But for those of you out there who already know that you're going to need that meal, but you need it delivered to you, call them ahead of time. Call 932-7479. Got about an hour to get that call in, and then you can have that delivered to you. If you're going over there to the St. Bernard's Auditorium, you don't have to call ahead or nothing. It's the office, or the auditorium, I guess I should say, next to what would be the Jonesboro Sun office right over there, right? It's on East Washington Avenue, a little bit further down from the St. Bernard's Hospital at the St. Bernard's Auditorium. It's a fun event. I've gone out there several times. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, the Jonesboro trash schedule is going to be a whole lot different. No collections on Thursday or Friday, and then next week we're looking at a much different schedule. Monday, Thursday collections. Tuesday will be Friday and Monday collections. Wednesday will be Tuesday, Wednesday collections. Thursday and Friday will be normal next week, so some stuff to keep in mind there if you're putting your garbage out. Just, know where it's going. And with all that food out there, too, it might help to not give all the food away to the raccoons. The Walnut Ridge community will be participating in a cool Christmas parade, but the deadline is rapidly approaching. If you want to get involved in this, get your entries in by December 1st. Call the Walnut Ridge City Hall. The number on your screen there. And Tuesday, December 5th at 6 p.m. is the date for the Christmas parade in the Walnut Ridge community. Speaking of Christmas, let's talk about the holiday fun stuff that's going on in Jonesboro. If you're coming to Jonesboro this week for Black Friday or some fun traveling, or I think I almost said honey. I don't know why I said that, but if you're coming here for honey, First Community Bank's Wonderland Rink, November 18th through December 31st. That means it's open right now because it's already past that date. Weekdays from 4 until 10 p.m., Saturdays 1 to 10, Sundays 1 to 6, $5 per person. Tons of fun out there for folks. We talked about it earlier this week with Wixon Huffstetler. If you want to go back and check out the interview from Monday, I believe it was. I can't remember anything anymore. But I do know that the Winter Wonderland is going to be opening on November 30th through December 21st, and that is just a basket of fun. That is magical. If you've never gone to that, take your kids. They'll get to meet Santa. He's Santa, Free admission for that one. Those are all downtown, too, so that's a lot of fun for you and the family. The Wonderland Rink already open. Winter Wonderland opens November 30th, but if you're coming to town this weekend, got to go check out the Wonderland Rink. Well, after the break, we've got a very cool program to tell you about. In an in-studio interview, some local kids are going to get to go shopping with some local police officers. All the details on the way, right here on NEA Report.
We had a website that we had had for a number of years. It had become unwieldy to navigate. Ace One said, give me a little time and I'll come up with something and just see what you think about it. It blew us away. Ace One and his staff have given such close personal attention and outstanding customer service, just as if we were $1 million company. I just can't say enough good things about them.
Call Acme Pest Management and get a handle on the pest that may be moving to your neighborhood. Acme offers termite, pest, and mosquito control with year-round protection to keep your home or business pest-free. For termites, Acme utilizes Termidor, America's #1 termite defense product. We provide general pest control on varying schedules based on your pest problem and mosquito misting and larvicide services to give you back your yard. Rid your home of all pests. Call Acme Pest Management today for a free inspection and estimate.
Oh, that must be super embarrassing. Let me get that terrible driver I just got pulled over look. This is perfect.
Whether you're a driver or a passenger, you're required by law to buckle up. Click it or ticket. Every trip, every time.
One of the cool holiday events that happens every year, and again, it's happening this year, is called Shop with a Cop. In studio with us right now is a cop that will be shopping, and a friend, Nathan Coleman. Thank you,
How
sir.
are you, man?
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in with us here. I know we've got a cool set of holidays on the way right now. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, but we're looking a little bit ahead, and this is one of those things I remember covering maybe my first year as a reporter in Jonesboro when I was at the TV station, but it's changed a whole lot since then, hasn't it?
It has.
Tell us a little bit about what Shop with a Cop is and where it's come from, so to speak.
All right. Shop with the Cop is one of the events that we host at the Jonesboro Fraternal Order of Police, along with the Rotary Club of Jonesboro, in which we get to pair off some officers with kids, and we take them out for breakfast, let them ride in the car, press the lights, hit the sirens. You know, they really enjoy it. We go have breakfast with them, spend a little bit of quality time, take them shopping. Each kid gets about $100.
Oh.
They get to see, they get to spend it however they see fit. After that, we take them and pick up some cupcakes and bring them back home, bring them back to their parents.
Where do you go get the cupcakes from?
Gigi's.
I like Gigi's cupcakes, so that's all good. And what kind of, you mentioned $100. Now, the first thing I want people to know is where the $100 comes from, because I don't want them to think that that's some kind of tax or something
No,
like
it's
that
not.
that's going on.
The Rotary Club of Jonesboro puts up the largest portion of that.
Okay.
The rest of it comes in through various donations and the fundraisers that we host at the FOP.
Okay, very neat. You mentioned to me when we were talking about this kind of beforehand that this is something that they're going to start the day out at about 8 a.m. at the FOP, and then they're going to head over, I think, to Academy by 10 a.m. Is that right?
Well, first we're going to go to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, cool. That's right.
They feed the
Gotta get
officers
that.
and the kids.
Okay.
And as soon as we're finished there, we are going to meet up at Academy at 10 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have a big kickoff there. We'll have all the officers, the kids, and hopefully you guys and some of the other news and media outlets are welcome to come.
Then it goes at that point. Like they get to go and they get to go shopping and decide something neat, maybe that they want. What do you see the kids buy? What are kids these days after? Because if it was me, when I'm thinking back when I was a kid, I know I would have gone for the WWF Wrestling Man.
Well, it depends. I mean, you get all kinds of things. There are some kids that, they have a great need, and it may be clothes that they really want to go and try to get. But a lot of bicycles.
Bicycles are popular.
Video games.
Oh yeah, of course.
We'll get some video
Gotta
games.
get the video games.
Yeah.
PS4 or Xbox? What do you see them go with most?
I have neither, so
Come on.
So.
You a Nintendo guy? No, I'm kidding. And so they it's not that different then. It's kind of the same. I mean, video games, a few toys.
Someone to buy for themselves. Some are more excited to buy for their parents or buy something for their sister or brother, sibling.
That's nice.
And you really get to see kind of where their focus is. Some kids just don't even think about themselves at all. It's all about someone else. And
oh, that's sweet. I mean, and I guess that that's the spirit of the season is thinking about that. Now you're talking about all the different kinds of fun that they're going to have, but what are some of the benefits to the kids that get to, maybe for the first time, maybe for the only time, spend a pretty extended period of time in a comfortable setting with a police officer?
It is. There are 70,000 people in Jonesboro, and there's only a limited number of officers. And a lot of people may go a long time and never see an officer, never have that interaction other than, someone's pulled over, or if there's an emergency, or if, 911 is called. Typically, whenever you see an officer, it's not necessarily on the most positive terms. It's because there's something that's gone wrong or there's something that's happened. And hopefully this will give us a chance to connect with these kids in a positive light. They get to see us outside of an enforcement type role.
Sure.
Maybe like in more of like a community caregiver type role.
And that, I imagine, has created over the years at least a handful of neat relationships. Can you think back to any times that maybe some officers have formed bonds that have persevered throughout the years in that?
Absolutely. We've had one in particular where the child was in, I believe, DHS custody, and I think he was in between homes at that time. And as they were finishing up their trip, he walks up to the officer very calm and kind of tugs on his shirt. And he said, "Can I come with you?"
Really?
And I mean, that just broke everybody's heart.
Oh, gosh.
But we've had some officers that have seen that there's a need in that household. And this one event just kind of helped connect them with the child. And so afterwards, they still actually go and visit the kid at their home, help them if they need anything like groceries, things like that. We've had some officers that have gone and had lunch throughout the school year with some of the kids that they've gotten to take.
That's neat.
And gotten to know through this program. And so it's,
there've been some bonds formed.
It is. It may do more for the officers than it does for the kids. You never really know.
That would be an interesting way to look at it, but I think that the officers putting their heart into it like that has a chance for that to happen. Anytime somebody puts their heart or their passion into a project, it always turns out much better than if there's no connection there. So the kids, tell me, who exactly gets to be involved in this? I know it's changed over the years because when it all first started, we were talking before we began, it was more DHS. Now it's moved to just being kind of a selection process within the process of the FOP.
Right? Within the FOP has kind of had a little more control over where we're trying to find the kids. We're hoping just for the places of the most impact. We have we've reached out to the counselors in the school system, to the SROs in the school systems, to find kids that they feel that this will be something that is needed. Maybe some children that may have had some type of a emergency happen in their household.
Right.
And it's not necessarily that in every case. It's just we're just trying to find where the greatest need is and trying to fill that need. Because
I mean, realistically, I'll use me as an example. I was a kid that grew up in an okay setting. My parents did all right. It wouldn't have been as fair, I think, for me to go along on something than somebody that might not have had as much in the holidays. So right. This is about making an impact. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. And that's one of the reasons why I love sharing more about the program with people, because if you don't even know this happens, and then, on the day of, which I think it's December 9th, and you see officers walking around in the mall or something like that at Academy with kids and they're shopping, it's kind of one of those things that makes you tilt your head. It's like, what's going on? Yeah. But it's really something neat that's happening.
It is.
And is it something that you enjoy, like just getting to be a part of?
It's one of the things I look forward to all year long.
Is it? You've talked to me, I know, for full disclosure, I mean, Nathan's a friend, and so you and I have talked about it a couple times. I think I told you one of the first stories that I covered in Jonesboro, at least covering JPD, was I can remember going to the mall. I can't remember who I went with, officer-wise, but I just remember kind of going along and watching the kids shop through. Now that I think of it, I think it was a clothing store, and it looked like the most fun the kid had in timeless periods. So, yeah. But the officer was enjoying it too, and absolutely. I think that maybe a lot of people miss that it's something that's it builds a connection within the community. So
it does, and it's something that we look to try to either grow or improve each and every year.
Mm-hmm.
So
how's it changed over the years?
Well, like I said, it started It was started in 2007 by a man named Russell Patton. I think he was with the Rotary Club of Jonesboro, and he actually brought that back from, I believe, like a national conference. And Tom Beasley,
Yes.
he took that idea and he ran with it. And he contacted I believe the Jonesboro Police Department at that time, and I don't think that they were able to fulfill the number of officers at that time. So he kind of, the chief at that time, I guess, directed him over to the Fraternal Order of Police, because we do have a lot of officers with the Jonesboro Police Department, but we also have officers with Craighead County Sheriff's Office,
Right.
with the jail, probation, parole, ASU. We have them from Bay, from Truman. And so when you have that greater expand, you have more officers that are able to come and help. And if you look at some of the photos on our Facebook page, like from years past, we have some officers with state police that show up. We have officers from Cash that show up. And I mean, a lot of these officers, some of them aren't members, but they know the value of this program, and they see the value that it gives them. And I mean, this right here kind of kicks off the holiday season for me.
That's fantastic. So when I'm thinking of this, I know a lot of people out there might ask, and we mentioned the selection process is something that you can't really sign your kid up for. But for those out there that want to get involved and maybe help out in future years, business owners or those in the community that could help and donate a little bit, is there something they can maybe reach out to the page and talk to you about for the future?
There is. We have a link on our Facebook page, and we also have a website. It's just jonesborofop.org, and both of those have ways that you can make safe, secure donations, either through a credit card. You can mail something in. We also have something that's in the works for 2018.
Oh, really?
It's a big fundraiser.
Okay.
We're just waiting to get all of the logistics worked out on that, and I'm hoping that it'll be something that we can announce within maybe the next week or two.
Okay, cool.
And so it'll be something big. It'll be something that hopefully a lot of the kids can be involved with throughout the community, and it'll be something that we can reach even more children and just be out there, not just in December, but be out there each and every month of the year.
That's exciting. So I'm excited to hear about what that is. No secrets, you can't tell me?
Sorry.
Oh, you can't get anything out of him. Okay. I'm joking. Hey, you're really great. Thank you for coming in.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you doing this, too. This is a wonderful community thing. It's the Shop with a Cop. And if you want more information about that, you can actually check out their Facebook page and visit neareport.com. We'll have some info up there, too. More news on the way.
Thank you.
Let's give you one more look at that 5-day forecast before we split. Looks like today it's going to really be a lot chillier than it has been, and that it will be for the next few days, too. This afternoon, we're looking for the high to only get up to about 46, the low down to 31 tonight. Should be a clear evening, though. For your Turkey Day tomorrow, 54 for the high, and 35 is going to be the low. Now, on Friday, Black Friday, we'll see the winds pop up a little bit. About 15 miles per hour could be as much as we see the winds, although it won't be that way the whole day. But you're going to see the high jump up to finally about 60. If you're out early and you're shopping, you definitely want to dress warm. Sunny skies throughout the forecast, really for the next several days, all throughout the next 5 days at least, and really for the next 7. As well. Thank you so very much, everybody, for joining us. We're just indebted to you for you bringing us into your homes, your phones, or wherever we're at in your life right now. If you like what you see, we invite you to like the page and like this post and share it with others. And we hope you'll invite your friends to like NEA Report too. We're back next Monday at 4 p.m. with more news. And of course, every weekday, generally speaking, at 4 p.m. is when we do the news. But on days like today, when everybody's doing stuff that's crazy, we decided we'd get crazy too and come at you just a little bit early. So we'll just guarantee you'll have the news by 4. How's that sound? Thanks so much, everybody. I'm Stan Morris. Hope you have a great holiday weekend, and a safe time as well. See you next Monday.